Mike Vrabel addressed the media earlier today at the NFL Combine. It just got me so excited for the Patriots season in 2025 under a new era, not as Mike Vrabel the player, but as the head coach. If you guys are excited for his first time coaching as the New England Patriots head coach, go on ahead and hit that like button for me. Believe it or not, we're talking about Rob Gronkowski on today's show. There have been some rumors that maybe he wants to come out of retirement again. We'll break that down in the first half of the show. On the back half, the Washington Commanders have now allowed Jonathan Allen to seek a trade should the Patriots be one of the teams that possibly reaches out to Washington and tries to get the defensive tackle. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and here is the latest report that Rob Gronkowski may be coming back to the NFL. I have read this book one too many times. League sources tell me that four-time Super Bowl champion, thank you Tom Brady and the Patriots, tight end Rob Gronkowski is considering returning to the NFL. Oh, buddy. I love Gronk. Do not get me wrong, but why are we talking about this? What is going on? Because when you actually look at what Gronkowski has done in the last couple of years, it's been talking on air. He's been a broadcaster. He really hasn't been doing the workouts that these NFL players are doing, and the game changes every single year. He retired in 2018. Then he returned to play with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Of course, he won a Super Bowl there in 2021. That made sense because he just sat out a season. And then he wanted to go reunite with Tom Brady as he was going off on his own venture and dealing with other things. Having his best friend there probably made a lot of sense. Now in 2025, I don't think it makes that much sense, especially when he'll turn 36 years old in May. But there has been a report that he's linked to the Denver Broncos because Gronk likes Sean Payton. That sounds like a very Gronk-esque type of report, let me tell you this. Look, this one seems like a stretch to me. The only reason why I'm addressing it is because obviously Gronk is a Patriots legend, and if he does come back to the NFL, and if he does actually, from his mouth, say, yes, I am returning, then, maybe Mike Vrabel should at least reach out to see what the heck is going on. But I think this is a stretch. I don't think Gronk is coming back for a second time. If he is, I think there's a bigger story here at hand. Plus, Gronk in a Broncos jersey would just look extremely weird. I had to deal with it when he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but at least it made a little bit of sense because he was also playing with Tom Brady and catching passes from Tom Brady. If he does come back and plays for the Denver Broncos playing with Bo Nix in a blue and orange jersey, it's going to look extremely weird. And I just don't know how it would sit with me. Overall, I just think I'm going to put this rumor to rest. I just don't think that this is going to end up happening unless I hear actually from Gronk that this is his next step. I think he's a really good analyst. I think he does really well on Fox Sports. I love hearing his insight, especially about his position. So I'm going to say I hope he doesn't return to the NFL. I just want to let that be great. But if he does return, well, we're going to make another video about it. So let me see what you guys think. Do you want Rob Gronkowski to come back to the NFL? Whether that's with the Patriots or any other team, do you just want more Gronk highlights? Go on ahead and hit that like button for me if you guys do. What is not false, what is very, very, very true is the Washington Commanders allowing Jonathan Allen to seek a trade. This is really big. Obviously, he's been paired with his Alabama teammate Deron Payne in Washington for the foreseeable future, but now that looks like it's coming to an end since he did join Washington staff in 2017. The number one thing that came to my mind is why? Why does Jonathan Allen want to leave Washington now? You just went to the NFC East Championship. Why does this make sense? It doesn't really. But could it make sense for the Patriots? Ian Rappaport said the Commanders have had trade conversations centered around Pro Bowl defensive line Jonathan Allen. Washington plans to do right by the player, and Allen's camp is involved in helping him land at the right spot, either via trade or free agency. He does have 1 year left at about $15 million. Now, before I break down what a Jonathan Allen trade would look like and should the Patriots possibly pursue it, let me go on ahead and tell you guys real quick about our sponsor on today's show, and we are going to hook you guys up. Use this link, chatsports.com/PatriotsT. This is going to get you a phenomenal deal on this t-shirt on Fanatics. Performance t-shirt, workout in it, go to a bar in it, go to Fenway in it, or maybe catch the end of the Bruins season, or possibly wear it to Gillette Stadium later this year, tailgating outside or having a beer inside. Go on ahead, get yourself this t-shirt. You can get this for yourself, for a friend, or heck, we know there are a couple other holidays coming up. If you know a special someone that would look great in this Patriots t-shirt, go on ahead, snag it right now, 50% off. You can get it for $19.99. Go on ahead and get it while sizes last. Chatsports.com/PatriotsT. I'm going to put the link for this t-shirt in the comment section down below. Let's break down really what Jonathan Allen has done so far for the Commanders in the last 4 seasons. He's been electric. 199 total tackles, 121 of those just being solo. And it sounds unreal because the Patriots really struggled with that simple factor, tackling, last year. Not a lot gets past John Allen. Sacks, 25 sacks, 179 pressures, and 39 tackles for loss. He's a headhunter. He shows aggression from the first snap to the last. And I thought what he did in the NFC Championship just exploited that a little bit. How aggressive he is, how he is always trying to find a way to get to the quarterback. It never, ever stops. And what I do know would be a good pair with the Patriots as they're rebuilding is Mike Vrabel wants aggressive players. He wants good locker room guys. He wants a captain. He wants a guy that is going to come out here and fight for his team. And that is what I have seen from Allen and the Commanders the last couple of years. Yeah, sure, there hasn't been some great moments, but every player is going to have those downfalls, especially when they care for the game so much. But another thing, it kind of goes hand in hand here. Yes, Mike Vrabel wants aggressive players. Yes, Jonathan Allen has been a great defensive tackle for the Commanders over the last couple of seasons, but is he possibly getting a trade a little bit too late in his career? We knew that Jonathan Allen really wanted to win in Washington when they were not winning. I mean, this was Ron Rivera era. But now, having Jaden Daniels, it's looking like a upward plane for Washington. But Allen is now 30 years old. So do we want to provide that in with our defensive line next to a 23-year-old Keon White, or would that just not really be a good pair? So before I break down a little bit more in here, let me ask you guys this. Do you want Jonathan Allen? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to give my answer here at the back end of the show. Go on ahead, type Y or N in the comment section down below. There are a lot of good possible defensive linemen to draft. There are great defensive linemen if you want to go and try and just snag somebody in free agency rather than take on the $17 million from Jonathan Allen right now. But I go back to how would this look in the 3-4 front that the Patriots ran this past year, but now having a defensive coordinator in Terrell Williams who specializes in defensive line work. I do still think Terrell Williams would be able to get the last bit of juice out of Allen over the last couple of years, possibly in his NFL career. But you would maybe have to consider putting Devon Gottschall on the trade block, which we knew how that went last offseason, or playing behind Jonathan Allen. Or heck, do what you did with the Kickers last year and make him compete for that starting job. Because Jonathan Allen, in my opinion, is a better tackle right now than Devon Gottschall. But over the last couple of seasons, you've really started to see his PFF grades start to take just a little bit of a dip. The defense overall, 56, 59. Like I said, back in 2022-21, Jonathan Allen was probably at his prime. But the Commanders weren't. Now they are, but Allen maybe isn't the hottest trade target out there just because he's 30, just because, he's coming off a very subpar type of season, which is okay. But when you come down to the money of it all, this is where the Patriots start to have a little bit more of an upper hand with a lot of teams heading into the trade market, heading into free agency. Washington can save $16 million in cap space if they get rid of Jonathan Allen before June 1st. If unable to find a trade partner, the team is likely to release him, which means you could still sign Jonathan Allen maybe for not what he's worth right now in Commanders, but also maybe make a deal. And I do think that with Terrell Williams as our DC, with Drake May as an aspiring future of the franchise quarterback, and a new era, maybe Jonathan Allen would want to come play for a team like this. But I don't know how well Jonathan Allen would do in a rebuild. He's seen that with Washington. Maybe he'd want a little bit more stability like a Buffalo or a Kansas City. And especially when there are still free agents out there that the Patriots can still try and sign right now, not necessarily trade away draft assets or trade away players to obtain a 30-year-old. Milton Williams, the guy I've talked about pretty frequently here on Patriots Today, currently playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, set to hit free agency. I think he'd be a really good addition. And maybe not so much a starting over Devon Godchaux, but working next to him, working behind him, working with Keon White as he is a bit of a younger product there. And then when you look at the draft targets, there's a lot of good defensive line in this draft. Mason Graham being number 1. A lot of you guys have said Mason Graham should go to the Patriots with pick number 4. Well, if that happens, then you're really not going to need somebody like Jonathan Allen. And thankfully, that does happen before June 1st. So if you still want to use your draft capital, you can still get a pretty good talent. Is it going to be a bona fide established defensive tackle like John? No. But this way, you can build your D-tackle into what you want him to be and how he can fit your new defense under Terrell Williams. Overall, my take here is I am perfectly fine with the Patriots trading for Jonathan Allen. However, I personally would rather test the market in other areas before I make some huge bid or before I give up possibly a third-round mid-level draft pick to obtain a 30-year-old defensive tackle, which we knew in the past he's already gone through the rebuild in Washington. I don't know how much patience he's going to have through a rebuild in New England. So overall, if it happens, sure, we got a great D-tackle out of it. If it doesn't, I just hope the Patriots make some sort of move to bolster the defensive line in lieu of making that trade. So my last question for you guys here, trade for Jonathan Allen. Like this video. The more likes, the more I'll know you guys want to trade for Jonathan Allen. If you don't, go on ahead and comment and let me know why not. As always, if anything happens on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, we will talk about it on YouTube. I'll tweet about it. I'll post about it on TikTok. You guys can find me on multiple different platforms, but this is where it starts. Go right ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already.